Hi, it's Brian Newman with the Spotlight of Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Ashley Sophia. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Good. How about you, Brian?
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, I'm thrilled to have you on the show this morning. So, I know you got a great business, a photography business called Adenis Photography. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and then how you got into that kind of business?
Yeah, so I've always been an artist. Like I've been drawing since I was like 7, and some of them are like kind of pretty decent. So I've grown my skills over time, and then I was like, well, it takes like an hour for me to crank out a drawing sometimes or more. So I tried different mediums because I was already doing jewelry art, was just made of resin, and I was like, I need to capture photos of these, but it's like I have to hire a photographer every time. Like, why don't I learn this? Because it's also
Oh,
art.
wow.
So I decided to get a camera and try out a lot of Photoshop. So I ended up doing photography because I was like, oh, that's super fun. And you'll see
Uh-huh.
my photos a little later, probably, but I could show you, since I could show you examples, but I started doing editing, and I was like, I really enjoy this. I want to make it a business. So I cranked out I learned some SEO tactics, and that's kind of how I developed that skill. Then I built my business kind of in the span of 2 weeks, and then I started getting customers. Like I profited 2,000 my first month,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was really great. I surprisingly Yelp helped me with my getting customers, which I've heard a lot of
Oh, cool.
mixed reviews on them, but they've been great with me.
Oh, okay. Should we show a couple of samples of your work? You want to
Yeah,
do it
let's do
now?
it.
Okay. All right, we're going to share my screen. Hold on. Can you see that okay?
Yes, I can. So
All right.
this one's a example of my family and lifestyle photography. I like to keep family photography like a bit organic so that it shows true emotion, because I feel like like that coming out of photos helps you connect more to it, and it's more meaningful to the person.
Boy, look at you caught their expressions, their hand movements. It's very detailed. That's great. That is great. And the lighting, is really cool. Oh, wow, this one's cool. What is
Oh,
this one about?
this one is actually of a friend. So what I like to do in my creative photoshopping and photography is that I want to have them express something, an emotion, and then set the background based on that. So he's actually a computer programmer that was going through a lot of stress and had
Oh,
so many ideas that he couldn't sleep. So I thought of this as kind of a way to represent him as a gift.
wow. Wow, that is so cool. I don't know how you did that. Yeah, with the computer in the background and yeah, that is really it's so detailed, you know. It's really cool. This one is cool. Again, this is inside, so you got to work with certain lighting and it still came out, very clear.
So this was actually at a club. There's like a lot of people because it was an event that I was shooting for a company, and a group of friends wanted to have their photo taken. So it was really dark inside. So what I do to compensate is I set my camera settings so that it captures it. But the downside about professional cameras is that you have to really keep it still. So I didn't go all the way to like darkest mode, but I made sure to actually set it so that it can so it's a little dark in the photo, and then I enhance it that way it really pops out but has all that details while I'm able to move around. Because as a lot of photographers know, like a lot of cameras, which mine is a Canon T6, so it's not
Mhm.
really the best night camera, but I can compensate for that because it really depends on how you compensate in dark areas in order to get a good photo still.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
don't
and
need
I noticed, like,
that
look at
much.
even the candle, on the table. It's very well illuminated and, it's so detailed. I love that. Who's this?
This one's my client, Doug. So he does IT work for nonprofits, and he wanted to have some photos done for his website or his social media and for professional use. So I was kind of helping him like
That's
frame
great.
himself, and this is a kind of mid shot of him.
Oh yeah, no, I love that. It looks like you took it from like an upper angle, you
I
know.
did. I'm like 5 feet tall. So what's funny
Oh
is I
wow.
have to stand on some platforms sometimes so that I could
Uh-huh.
get good angles.
Oh, okay. No, I like the effect. It's very cool. I recognize this guy.
That you will. And I just shot him this weekend, actually, a super quick shoot. And he wanted to use it for his own business and social media, and actually for promotions that you do too. So uh,
Oh, that's
I
cool.
I took some, he wanted some natural background because I always give the customers and clients like a plain background like Doug had versus
Uh-huh.
a natural one like Bill has, or studio is also one thing that I offer. And
Oh,
it just depends on your needs. And he wanted natural, so I chose Papago Park for this one.
oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, and I think there's one more. Yeah, this one.
So I do some products. So this one I did for a nonprofit for selling items. So this one is how I do product photographies. I have a photo box that has light all around it inside. So that way it's got light from all directions except for your side, obviously, where you're taking the photo. So that way you could really see the product and it brings it out with good lighting.
Oh, that's great. That is great. Wow. No, thank you. Thank you for sharing those. No, so again, you had mentioned, the type of camera. You know, can you repeat it? Like, do you just have one camera? Do you have a couple different ones? And what is your opinion about using even a cell phone?
So currently, I only have the Canon T6, but as with Canons, the most important thing is the lenses. So I have a wide variety of lenses for different purposes and different uses. So there's a few different types of cameras. So Canon is the type where the body is a little cheaper, but the lenses are a bit more expensive, and that's where the value comes in versus like Nikon, where it's more of the camera itself is more expensive and the lenses are not as expensive. So it kind of has different stuff. I'd eventually like to get a mirrorless camera, but I don't like for different stuff, like it's a little expensive. So I'd have to kind of like when I really want to ramp up photography, then I will do that because you could actually use like basic cameras as long as you know how to take the photo, you change the settings appropriately, and
Oh,
you make sure that you do little tricks. Like since I model, I learned different tricks from photographers using even those little 1990s cameras that just like you have to develop the film cameras. So
oh,
even with
okay.
those, if you're a skilled photographer, you can come out with really nice photos. Like
Oh,
30,
cool.
50 years ago, they didn't have the good stuff, but they still had good photos,
I
and that's
know.
the
No,
reason.
believe me, when I was a kid, yeah, I can remember even they have the old flash bulbs and, you're right. You're right. I mean, but even now, like even people's cell phones are very detailed. Do professional photographers use cell phones even?
Yes, they do. So actually, the iPhone 13 is a popular one. I was actually going on hike at work, and our professional photographer that was capturing us, since he wanted to do some background behind the company stuff, he
Uh-huh.
was actually using his iPhone 13 at night because it takes amazing photos at night. And also, when COVID was hitting, people actually used their laptops too, like Zoom,
Oh,
to take
wow.
photos because they did remote photography, and some of them turned out amazing. So it's all about the direction, the angles, and the settings that and editing that causes the photo to look good even on the Zoom call.
Oh, you know what? So speaking of that, I just want to let our viewers know, again, we're speaking with Ashley Sophia with Adenis Photography. Ashley, what's the best way they can get in touch with you?
So the best way is to text my phone number because some you could reach me out on Messenger, but sometimes Messenger likes to show the messages like way later. So if you text my phone number, which is on the screen, it's the best method. Just say, "Hey, I saw your stuff on 101 Referral Network. I'd like to book a shoot." So that way I know that you're not like a random scammer, but and you know where I know where you found me.
Okay, could they go to your website too?
Yes, they can. So they could go to my website and it has my email as well, which I do get, and my phone number.
And what's your email?
It is adenisphotography@gmail.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd highly recommend. I'm looking at your website behind me, and yeah, it's very detailed. I mean, you got your prices, you've got some testimonials, you've got, so it's easy. If you have a client, they can even sign in, it looks like, and pull up their photo shoot there. You know, you got a variety of stuff. So yeah, she makes it easy for you guys to sign in. So yeah, Ashley, yeah, getting back, um, who's your ideal client?
So my ideal client, I actually have a tab in my website that kind of preps you. So a prepared client is the best because then they understand the different things that usually if you're a first time customer of any sort of photography service that you probably want to know. Like for example, don't ask for raw photos because like for example if there's an event that I was asked for raw photos, I'm like it's not going to look good because everyone's drunk. I have to filter out the photos where it's like everyone's just deciding to like run around and it's
Uh-huh.
dark outside, like pitch black. So I've like I need to edit these because I have to enhance them since it's in pitch black and everyone is very drunk. So
Oh, wow.
uh,
Wow.
so it's important to understand how you're how what it takes for photography. So never ask that unless you are a model and you're like, I just want to see my posing. So
Uh,
I because I do have some clients that are models and it's that way they could see their micro expressions. And then I also like
oh,
customers that are okay with me giving direction because I do professionally model as well. And sometimes there's little things that you tweak to make your photo better. So for example, everyone's eyes are uneven. So you want to squint your bigger eye a little slightly and then lean your head slightly towards it, angling it, not really changing too much, just micro changes. And then I also direct on shoulders because there's some different stances where it's like you can have your shoulders like round and weird, but then if you bring it out just a little, it kind of creates a bit of more definition so that your
oh,
photos turn out better. So direction is important to getting good photos. And
uh,
generally like someone that's pretty responsive. So, and kind of just engaged so that they understand what's going on, what their expectations are. And like if they ever need something edited, like for example, some people have different insecurities, they let me know, that way I could fix that for them.
oh, okay. That is cool. Um, yeah, just one final question. Yeah, because yeah, time is running out. So, what last recommendation would you give to people, you know, that want to have their photos done? You know, yeah, what would you suggest to them?
So you can, if you choose me, you could always reach out to me. I do a wide variety of photos as shown in samples. So I'd suggest that you search the photographer as well as look at their portfolio. That's the first thing. That way you have an idea of what their style is because everyone has a different style, and that it's good to look at examples so that you already know and you're not like thinking of this different photography style that the person absolutely does not do. So that's one of the key things when you're looking for someone to shoot with, as well as just like get an idea of their time estimates and how they deliver. Like for me, I say usually give me a week, but my recent shoots, like for example with Bill, I sent the proofs in the same day, and then he selected his best ones, because like sometimes
Oh,
if it's
wow.
a small shoot, I will send all of them over to you. It does have a watermark, and then you could choose whatever photo you want me to edit. That way I know for sure, like for your mini shoots, that those are the photos you will like and you will use.
Oh, okay. And also, she's very reasonably priced. I mean, do you have package deals? I
Yes,
was
I
very
do.
surprised. Yeah, I mean, she even does events as well as still photography, and but she's the photographer of our group, the 101 Referral Network, and I remember, God, the pictures from our last event were awesome. You know, but again, pricing, package deals. Do you want to comment about that? And then we'll.
Yeah, so I actually have them listed on my website. So it'll be scrolling right here. So I do a variety of lengths. So like if you just need a quick shoot, you just really need one edit, that would be $20. If you need a quick session still but need like 2 to 3 photos, that's 35. A real estate session where I take photos of the property would be 175. I know I get a lot of pet requests. I love those. Those are $80 for an hour. And then there's individual, family, couple. So pretty much like any like standard shot. For an hour, it would be 100. For 2 hours, it would be 180, and for 3 hours, it would be 260. So a little bit of a reduction for the longer that you choose. And then for family events, because it's like I have to run around like and get everything, that one would be 100 an hour. And then corporate events are 150 an hour, because it just depends on the size. Like family is somewhere like probably like 10 to 20 is the standard, and then like corporate events, it's like just a lot of people. So there's different ones. And then I don't really do wedding photography, just because like there's a lot of bridezillas. it's
Oh,
and this is like something I do for fun, so I'm like, not something I want to stress over. But it's like,
yeah.
for if you really need one, then I can come up with something. It really depends. Like some sessions really do depend on like location, for example, because if I have to spend gas to get to you, like if it's 2 hours away, which I have been requested to shoot 2 hours away before, I used to charge $50 an hour for gas. Now, because the gas prices are a little higher, I have to charge more. So it's just going to be compensated, and also for my time. So that is a factor.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, God, thank you. Thank you, Ashley. So again, the best way to reach her, it sounds like text her phone number, 702-203-7186. And can you let them know your website again?
Yes. So my website is a Wix website. So actually, if you just Google Adenis photography, it'll pop up in the first thing. I made sure to set my SEO so that it shows up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Ashley, again, thank you so much for being on here. It's great to see you again.
It's great to see you again, too. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. My pleasure.